All right, I'm going to show you guys how to make some pumpkins today out of just basic strips of construction paper and little strips of green construction paper. All right, hey guys, so I'm going to show you guys how to make something really fun, especially since it's kind of that season. It is definitely pumpkin season. So we're going to make pumpkins, and we're going to make them 3D out of basically just a piece of paper, glue stick, and scissors. Now, if you already have these cut up for your class, you really won't need scissors for your students. You will only need glue stick, which could be really easy. I have a whole bunch of kindergartners, so it was best to have these ones already cut up into strips. Kind of up to what grade level you are on. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is you're going to notice I have strips here. I have 8 strips, so you need about 8 strips per student. So if you take a regular piece of paper like this, a regular orange piece of paper, and you cut it this way, I just did 1-inch strips. They don't have to be exact, and if you have a cutting board like this, you just line it up here, and you just go 2 squares over, that'll be 1 inch. It should give you 11 inch pieces, or if you have a 9x12, it'll just give you that 12th one, and they'll be about 1 inch longer. So once we have our strips, we are going to start assembling this guy, and then I'll show you the next thing that you can do that's a nice embellishment. So I'm going to go ahead and roll up my sleeves here a little bit. All right, so like I said, I need to have 8 of these strips. First thing I want to do is I want to just take 2 of them. I'm going to take my glue stick here. Now again, it kind of depends on what age you're dealing with, but for the most part, I told them to just basically join these guys. I actually made it a little bit of an adjustment after seeing everybody doing this. So what you want to do is you want to take your first one, put a little dot at the end, and you're just going to take this piece and put it right at 90 degrees. So you just want the corners to line up. So you want this corner to line up there and this corner to line up there. Originally I had them do it all the way across, and it was just kind of a little bit too complex. So this one will simplify this down. So you just press it for a little bit, make sure that that glue sticks. Go ahead and make the next one. So for this one, again, I'm just going to go here, and I'm just lining it up with the side of my paper. And I realized too, some of these, some of the students that are making these, they're not going to have the dexterity to get this lined up. It's okay if it's not 100%. Then we're going to go ahead and again put glue on. You can also use regular the white glue, but I find that as far as messes go, this one's going to be your best bet, because there's no way that you can overdo it, and it's not going to get saturated and soggy or anything. So right now we've got a nice little cross. We're going to keep going with this. Now these ones, instead of being 90 degrees, they are going to be 45 degrees. So we're going to take these guys, and this one doesn't have to be exact. I kind of just eyeball it best I can. So we want it to basically be in the middle as much as we can, and we're just going to secure it there. Again, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to just basically repeat this. I want another 45 degree. And with this one, since I already have the other one down, I can kind of use the other one as a template. So I'm just kind of making sure that my edges line up. You don't have to though. All right, we're gonna keep going. So you can kind of see where if you're using regular white glue, this would definitely start adding up very quickly, and you'd have kind of a mess that you could have on top of that, and glue spilling out everywhere, and paper kind of a little bit soggy. But you can still do it. It's just I definitely prefer the stick method. All right, so we have got our nice big fat asterisk here. It's looking great. So now the next thing, and this is probably going to be the hardest part. So again, one of the things that I learned when we were actually doing this in the classroom is if you have the students glue while they are on the table, it's going to be a lot easier for them. So I need to join these two together, and I want to make a ring. So I'm going to go ahead and just at the top here, I'm going to put a little dot, and then I'm going to join this one and the one directly across from it. And I'm going to make sure that I attach about 1 inch. It doesn't have to be perfect, but about 1 inch, and you're just going to hold it for a couple seconds, and it should be good. Now, when I was in the classroom, I was having them just add on top, but like I said, that can be a little difficult for students. So instead, just have them add it while the piece is on the table. That'll make it so much easier for them. So you're just going to add a little bit of glue, and then you're just going to go right on top. So for this one, I just did 90 degrees on the other side. And like I said, you can actually put this on the top. It's a lot easier for most students to actually do it while it's resting, while it's on the surface. Because I noticed that most students didn't tend to put enough glue down when you're doing up here. All together, and I just kind of press and I turn it a little bit. That usually seems to lock in that glue. All right, so I've got my nice little pumpkin here. You can see all the sides, and I mean, just this right here, kids love playing with this. This was so fun when we made it. But if you want to kind of go an extra step, these guys are about 1/4 inch. They can be a little wider if you'd like, but that's about 1/4 inch. I was giving my students 2 of these each, and you can see that my blade didn't cut all the way through, and that's okay. But I was giving my students about 2 of those each, and if you just have a regular piece of paper, you just kind of keep slicing. It doesn't matter if these taper at the end and they're a little bit thicker at the top, it's okay. Anything is going to work with this. So one of the things that I had my students do is they had just a marker or a pin, and we put our thumb on it, and we just started turning the pin. It's important that they don't try to take this and wrap it around because you'll get kinks in it really quickly and it'll tear. So instead you want to put your finger on it and you just want to rotate the pencil. And again, I have kindergarten class, so it was a little bit challenging for us to get this going, but with an adult it became so much easier. All right, so we've got this guy, it's all spun up. What I did was I slid it off of my pencil or my marker. And then what you're gonna do is I usually tell my students, just give it a little squeeze. So just squeeze, 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 just tiny squeeze. And then you can kind of shake it out a little bit. And this one's a little on the tight side. But you're basically just you're looking for this kind of curlicue shape. And originally I had them gluing just the tip. Actually, it worked a little bit better if I had them glue in just a little bit in. So I had them just set their glue stick down, press just a little bit and move it. And then we took the top of our pumpkin, held it at the bottom, and just pressed right there. And we have this nice curlicue going on, and we actually did 2 because 1 was good, but 2 was a lot better. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm actually going to start closer to the end so it's a little easier to take off. And this project actually took us a good 30 to 40 minutes. So don't think that you can get this done in about 5 minutes with all your students. Just passing out supplies was quite a bit of time. So kind of keep that in mind if you are creating a lesson around this. So again, it's kind of fun if you squeeze it a little bit more. It kind of has these more what's his name? It has a very like Jack Skellington, Nightmare Before Christmas shape. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. But anyways, you're just going to go ahead, Tim Burton, oh my goodness. I knew it'd come to me. So you're just gonna go ahead and press this in, and again, you can put them side by side, you can go crisscross like I did, and it'll look really great. It'll be a lot of fun. What was actually really funny is I had one of my aides that was in the classroom, and she was seeing these, and she was like, oh my gosh, she was like, I think I want to actually do this, and I'm just gonna do different sizes, and I'm gonna do different colors, and she was really set on doing some whites and some oranges and even some yellows. So they don't have to be orange if you're running low on orange construction paper, being as it's Halloween. You can do this with white and it'll just look like some of those white pumpkins, but there we go. We have this lovely pumpkin made out of construction paper, just orange and green construction paper, and the only thing that we really needed was the glue. Like I said, if you have students that are probably 3rd grade, 4th grade, they might be able to cut their own strips, especially if you just print lines on the paper, and then that way, even if the lines show, it'll be okay. You can actually go ahead and add eyes and a mouth to this, but it's better if you took pieces of construction paper, but that also takes a little bit more able hands, so something like 3rd grade or up would probably be better. When I had my high schoolers look at this, they all wanted to do these pumpkins, so they did, and I totally let them, and they were having a blast with them. I mean, it didn't take them as long, but they had a blast. But yeah, I hope that you guys like these, especially now that it's time for for Halloween and everything. You guys can put these out, and they should do much better than regular pumpkins after you carved them. All right, well, have a great one, guys. You know, and stay tuned. I'll get some more videos up for you guys of different things to do in your art class. Actually, I'll show you a little bonus too. So I had some of my students that were very zealous, and I have 3 left over. I should have had a 4th one, but if you have some of your students that are a little zealous, because I had mentioned a T shape to them, you might have them actually go like this. And they might have already glued it down, and it's a T shape. That's okay. One of the things you can do is you can actually just make a little pumpkin, and these are fun too. So I just went ahead and kind of put these guys in the middle. And again, I should have one more right here, but that's not going to be a huge deal. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm just going to make sure that I give myself a little bit of glue first. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and attach these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and this first side that is glued, I'm just going to secure that there. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to secure this one. And then secure this one. Go, and I've got a couple more. Here we go. Just right here and right here. And again, like I said, it can be so much easier if you actually just glue on the surface rather than, you know, having them glue right here at the top. So here we go. And this is one of the things that most of the students had, is they had these baby pumpkins. And like I said, with that 4th one, it looked really good. I just didn't have an extra piece. But yeah, with that 4th one, it looked like a really baby pumpkin. Especially when compared to the bigger pumpkin, it kind of has like a cute partner. So that's a little bonus for you guys if you have any of the students that get a little zealous and start gluing before you give all of your instruction.